nobody knows anything, bro, in this life. Whatever that you saw from social media, they would preach you about certain knowledge that like, oh, Socrates says that like true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. Okay, bro, and then you would just see the same exact content for years. They literally didn't know anything. They just copy and paste it or rephrase it. That's it. That's all they did. Or even like when you attend a class, you listen to your professor, your teacher, and they just lecture to you about something, right? Do you really think from your heart that they would remember all of the facts? Imagine if you are in like history major. I don't think it is possible for you to, I mean, it is possible but not plausible that you would remember all of the years in events exactly in, the uh numbers of people who have died in that year. Like that is impossible. And there could be some times that they said something incorrectly, right? And when you just believe them because they have authority, then you would just adopt something that is wrong. Then as a result, the society is just full of idiots, including me. I'm not claiming that I'm better than anyone. I'm just another layman, not specializing in anything at all. Just a normal guy trying to better my life, posting on social media. Got 2, 3 views on average on this channel. I don't care, you know. And when people just believe authority or people who are influential so much, they mistake it for something that is right rather than just the loudest voice, which is something that you should question about it rather than just adopting it without uh, trying to examining it on your own, which is something that really important. It is the same thing with your religion, your values. Maybe you were given by your family or your community and your neighbor. Bro, we don't even know anything in this life. We just adopt it, maybe even unconsciously, and then we just live accordingly. Wow. Bro, like, do we exist just merely to live in accordance of others' beliefs? That is insane. Really, when you think about it. Man, do people actually know anything at all on social media? I kind of feel frustrated a bit, I have seen the same content for years, or like you just try to like scroll it for a few minutes. The only thing that I saw was like, this is how you would go viral. This is the 10 hooks that you can use. Like, bro, what can I even absorb from the media nowadays? Everything is a slop, right? They just said the exact same content, but paraphrasing it. Bro, I'm just so tired. Like, where is the end? Because you don't, it's not like you have another choice to go on. Or, like, would you play a video game that you don't even, like, feel pleasure from it anymore since you are an adult and it's not the same anymore, right? I just don't know, man. Like, how do people even live their life nowadays, knowing that they know nothing? They just live on autopilot. I know that I have to go to work, come home exhausted, and then talk to family if you live with your family a little bit, go to bed, and then repeat. Bro, this is the literal hell that people are living in. They don't have to wait until they die and be gone into oblivion. We are already living in the literal hell, right? So I just don't understand why people just, give value to people like as like their, characters so much, or even like their words when they could be wrong. Take political debates as examples. When they debate, to each other and they both would constantly get debunked. And then imagine if those two figures are ones of the most influential people and they could still be wrong. And you literally adopt your belief, your value, ideology, political standpoint from them. Then you could be wrong also. So if these knowledgeable people still don't know what they're talking about, they could still be wrong about the fact that they have been believing in for years, even if they thought that they researched about it so well that it could not be wrong. But still, there are many claims that can debunk them because time changes. So new evidence could just emerge from somewhere in this world. Of course, like they are going to be wrong. Consequently, when they're wrong, they might not want to admit it in front of the public because they don't want to lose their credibility. And we, as laymen, we absorb knowledge from these figures, whether it is from social media, from TV, or just anywhere, university or your company. You listen to them because they are higher up, they're better than you in some ways. But then don't forget that these people are just also normal people on earth. They're not God, that they would be omnipotent, they would be all knowing, that every fact that comes out of their mouth would be the truth. Seriously, don't view people as someone who is higher than you. They're just normal people who have been accumulating knowledge for years through examining and being right, being wrong over and over again. It doesn't matter, right? I also don't know anything. I don't care if anyone is better than me because at the end of the day, we're all going to the same place. We are going to be oblivion, inevitably. Even if you're afraid of it or not, that is something that is certain for sure. Mortality is waiting for us. So regardless of how smart you are, whatever that you possess, those things are not going to come with you. You're not going to carry them, or whatever problems that you have right now, your worries. Don't care about it that much. Just live a life that you actually want. Nothing can be claimed that it is actually true. Of course, like, I'm not trying to say that like all facts are false. No, of course not. But like beyond something like unknown, or just like in human brain, just anyone, they're not gonna possess all facts, right? A certain ideology belief, it could be debunked by the opposite ones. Just simply as that. Some people might argue against abortion or child marriage, right? But you can still think that it is the right thing. It is like up to you. Most of the time, like, it is not like right or wrong, black and white. It is more nuanced than that. People just don't want to accept nuance since it is complicated and you just have to dive in so deep. So it's kind of waste of your time, and you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna take the loudest voice because it is just easier. Whatever that they hold their values in, then you would just try to conform and be part of them. So nobody would deem you as something lower since you are in the main group. So nobody would say that you are wrong except the minority group that deem you as an enemy, right? So enmity would be amplified by this division. As a result, it all causes by like knowledge, from difference. But at the end of the day, who cares, man? Like, just live your life. That's it. Nobody's going to like ask you when you walk in the street, like, oh, what is your political belief? If it's the same as me, I'm just gonna kill you, right? Who cares? You can just like lie head on, like nobody cares. You can just lie and then you will survive. Just use knowledge in a way that it would benefit you. That's it. Even though we know nothing, but it still doesn't matter, right? Nobody's going to taste you. Would you have like an exam when you turn 40, 50 about history or what, geopolitics? No, nobody's going to ask you that. At the end of the day, when you turn like what, 30, 40, usually like you, if you just like a normal person, not an expert in any particular field, of course you're going to live a normal life with your wife, your husband, and have a family. You're not gonna be worrying about is my political standpoint is correct. Let me research for 4 months and then later on just continue to work again. You're not gonna do that, right? Except you're, working in some sort of like politics related field in like the news, or you are a debater and stuff. If you're just a normal person, just live your life. It's not that deep. If you are wrong, then like maybe try to introspect about it a little bit, if it could improve your life quality, so people around you would just would be improved because of you too, because you would share value or wisdom to them, and they would be like, I think that is quite reasonable, so I might adopt it, or I might be open-minded about it. Then that's it, right? But if they don't change their mind, then it is up to them, because it is the external, it is something that outside of your control, right? Let me put it this way. You can control only what is inside you and about you, your emotion, the way you want to speak, right? Your belief, your action. That's it. You cannot control like the time or how people are going to treat you, right? Even if you want them to like you, but if they don't like you, regardless of the reason, then you cannot change them. Even if you're nice to them, you try to manipulate them, it might not work. Then just fuck it, right? Use your knowledge in a way that it will benefit you. That's it. Because end of the day, all of whatever that we believe, it could be wrong, right? I'm doing this content, I might say a bunch of wrong things, not in like a bad way that it would incite people to do wrong thing, but rather just like something that I was not conscious that I said that, okay? I think that is pretty much overall already for this video. So thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, I would be appreciate if you just comment or at least subscribe my video so we can talk about something else. If you're interested in anything, just comment down there. So thank you guys, and see you in the next one.